full plate armor, a sword sharp enough to split bone, trained from childhood to kill things for a living. On paper, a medieval knight is probably the most prepared human in history for a zombie apocalypse. On paper. How long do you think a medieval knight survives a zombie apocalypse? Keep watching to see if you're right. Day 1. The knight wakes up to screaming, and he doesn't panic because he's heard screaming before. Screaming is basically Tuesday for a medieval knight, so he does what he's trained to do and puts on his armor. This takes 20 minutes. Normally his squire helps. The squire is already dead, so he does it alone. Full plate armor weighs around 60 pounds, but a knight trains in it from the age of 7, so he moves in it like a second skin. He can run, he can jump, he can get up off the floor without help, despite what every film tells you. And when he walks outside and finds zombies everywhere, he draws his sword and discovers the single greatest advantage a medieval knight has in a zombie apocalypse. He has been specifically trained to decapitate things. Zombies need their heads removed to die, and a knight's sword takes a head clean off in one swing. Day 1 goes extremely well. He kills around 40 zombies before dark, takes not a single bite because nothing gets through full plate armor, and falls asleep inside a church with the doors barricaded, feeling genuinely invincible. Day 1, untouchable. Day 3. The horse is dead. Not from zombies, the horse panicked, bolted, broke its leg in a ditch, and the knight had to put it down himself, and he stood there for a long time afterwards. Without the horse, he's slower, louder, and completely alone in a way he hasn't been since he was a child. A knight without a horse is still dangerous, but he's lost his speed, his height advantage, and the only living thing that was with him, so he keeps moving. He's also discovered a problem nobody warned him about. The armor is extraordinarily loud every step, every turn, every time he shifts his weight. Clank, clank, clank. Every zombie within 300 meters knows exactly where he is at all times. He is the least stealthy human alive, a walking dinner bell made of steel. Day 3. Alive. Alone and impossible to ignore. Week 1. He hasn't slept properly in 4 days because taking the armor off alone is possible but slow and awkward, and every time he does it, he's completely vulnerable for the 20 minutes it takes to get it back on, and he can't watch every door and window at the same time, so he started sleeping in it. Sleeping in 60 pounds of metal is not restful. He's exhausted in a way that has nothing to do with fighting. The fighting he can do, it's everything else. The silence, the noise of his own armor, the way every building he enters is either empty or full of things that used to be people. He found food in an abandoned village, bread mostly, some salted meat, enough for now, but he's burning through enormous calories every day and he knows it won't last. He kills 100 zombies this week without taking a single hit. He's winning every fight and losing everything else. Week 1, alive, undefeated, and quieter than he's ever been. Week 2. The food is nearly gone, and a medieval knight is one of the most dangerous humans ever trained, but almost completely useless at everything else. He can't farm, he can't set traps. Hunting alone in full armor is nearly impossible because he announces himself to every animal within half a mile before he gets close, so he finds a river and catches 2 fish with his hands, which takes 3 hours and feels like the hardest thing he's ever done. He's losing weight. And the armor that fit him perfectly on day 1 is starting to feel slightly looser, which doesn't sound like a problem, but means the plates are shifting, the gaps are changing, and the protection isn't what it was. He's also starting to make mistakes. Small ones. Nothing fatal yet, but the kind of mistakes exhausted people make. He took a wrong turn and walked into a crowd of 300 zombies and had to fight his way out for 2 hours straight. Alone. No backup, no rest, and he made it. But his hands were shaking when it was over. Week 2. Alive, hungry, and starting to feel it. Day 24. He's taking off his gauntlet to wash a small cut on his hand. He got it 3 days ago while repairing a buckle on the armor, a tiny thing barely worth noticing, the kind of cut you'd put a plaster on and forget about. But there are no plasters, no antiseptic, no doctor, no medicine, and no one to even notice it's getting worse. It's infected. Not badly, not yet, but in a world with no antibiotics, not badly yet and not badly at all are the same thing. just separated by time, and he knows what this means. He's watched men die from smaller things than this on campaigns, not from the wound, from what came after, from the invisible thing that got in and stayed. He wraps it as best he can and keeps going. Kills 11 zombies that afternoon. They don't touch him. They can't touch him. Nothing dead can get through that armor. But the thing that's killing him is already inside. He dies on day 31, alone, in the castle he found in week 3. The armor still on, still intact, still perfect, and outside the walls, hundreds of zombies drift past without knowing he's there. Inside, the knight who survived everything the apocalypse threw at him, every bite, every horde, every sleepless night, every starving week, is beaten by a cut on his hand the size of a thumbnail. Not the monsters, never the monsters. The invisible thing that gets in anyway. Final score days survived. 31 zombies killed. 400 plus cause of death, infected cut. No antibiotics. Armor, perfect. Not a single bite. Next video. How long would a Viking survive? Drop your guess in the comments.